Welcome back here to the Mountain Morning Show. I'm really excited to speak to our next guests. Their organization helped make the winter sports that we all love here in Park City more accessible to all, and they have a new program that they're introducing right now that's even doing that mission even more. We have Meeche White, who's the founder of the National Ability Center and the International Programs Manager, as well as Tracy Meier, who's the NAC Program and Education Director. How's it going, ladies? Thank you so much for coming in. Much appreciated. Absolutely. Good morning. So let's talk a little bit about the NAC for people who maybe don't know. Maybe there's someone new to Park City and they've never heard of the National Ability Center. What does your organization do?
Well, we provide sports and recreational opportunities for children and adults with physical and cognitive disabilities. And we've got about 20 different sports that we do year-round. Year-round.
So you guys are constantly working and helping to not only, I guess I should have said all sports, not just winter sports, but now that we are in the winter season right now, obviously the focus is on adaptive skiing and snowboarding. And let's talk a little bit about the program that you guys are introducing starting today, I guess you could say.
Well, this is part of a large grant from the Department of State, and it's called Adaptive Sports for Social Change. And we are actually working in 6 different countries in Southeast Asia, and this one is Korea. And we were over in Korea in last March and did a training with college students and students from occupational therapy, and then we followed that by a training with kids with disabilities.
That's awesome.
And then the Paralympics, the opening ceremony of the Paralympics. So these are some of the top coaches that we had from last year are coming here again for more training. And Tracy has the lowdown on all the training and on the hill stuff that we're going to be doing.
Yeah, let's learn a little bit about all of the training that these coaches will go through. And is this a lot of, I know you said some of them are occupational therapists, is this new information to them, or is some of this techniques that they're used to already doing, but maybe just implementing them in a new environment?
Yeah, that's really the purpose of this grant and of our international programs, is to offer new education. And so what we see culturally in other places is people with disabilities aren't getting out and recreating like we're so used to seeing in our community. So it's some new skills. Now, this is their second round of training here, and so they will be taking it to the next level. So taking all the equipment out over the next 10 days. In addition to that, we'll be offering them some experiences on our indoor climbing wall. They'll be heading down to Salt Lake to see wheelchair basketball. But ultimately, we want to grow their knowledge and expertise so they can go back and support their communities and people with disabilities in Korea.
That's excellent. And you guys said you just got back from the Paralympics earlier this year. How was that experience to see a whole sporting event, an Olympic event, centered around providing opportunity to everyone to be able to participate?
Well, it was really exciting because we had the Paralympics here in Utah in 2002. Yeah. But this last March, we also brought a group of 12 youth from the United States who had disabilities, who were proficient skiers to ski as role models for the Korean kids. And so they went to the Paralympic Games and, in snowboarding and alpine skiing, and they knew the athletes that were competing.
That's so awesome.
And so that was just so much fun to see them rooting for their own buddies, so to speak, that they've competed with. There's a couple things that happen, unfortunately, in a lot of countries. The attitude towards people with disabilities isn't as enlightened as we find here. And so they're not used to seeing people be independent in wheelchairs. So our group going over there was very independent and was just a huge role model. And then the group coming over here, they're going to see a couple of things that they don't normally see, and that's people who are confident, who are wheelchair users, who are independent. And those are things that you just don't teach, but they see. And the other thing that they're going to see here, and especially in Park City, is all the accessibility, the 100% accessible electric buses here in Park City, and getting around the mountain. It's a barrier-free, fairly much a barrier-free community, and in Korea and especially the smaller countries in Southeast Asia, they just don't have the accessibility. And so those are the kinds of bigger ideas that they just observe how you talk to a person with a disability. It's just all very unique.
What a beautiful thing, though, to kind of introduce someone and open their eyes to the fact that there is so much opportunity and possibility out there for them, and for someone to maybe have lived their whole life feeling hindered or feeling like they don't have any ability to maybe move upward or to try new things, try new sports. What a great opportunity for them to learn that they absolutely have that ability and they can do exactly that. I think there's two sides of this program that are fantastic, though. Besides the opportunity provided to these students from Korea, I think there's a great cultural exchange opportunity as well here.
Absolutely. I mean, it is an educational and cultural exchange through the Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs as part of the Department of State, and then there's a sports diplomacy division. And sports and art are actually universal languages.
Absolutely.
So through sport, people can excel, learn to feel good about themselves. And so it's a universal language. And Korea is a much more structured and rigid culture than the United States. So it'll be really fun to loosen them up a little bit.
Loosen them up. And then even for us to learn from them as well is a great opportunity there as well.
Yes.
I did want to ask you too how we as a community can support the NAC, the National Ability Center. What can we do as park guides to make sure that your guys' mission continues well into the future?
Tracy,
Oh,
you got to for that one?
I do. I mean, one, we have an amazing community, and we know that continuing to support people of all abilities and that inclusion aspect. I mean, we have that with many of our businesses and organizations, making sure that you're sharing that the National Ability Center is here. We still have people who haven't heard of us.
Absolutely.
I was at the mountain this week, and people coming and going, I didn't know that you were here, and making sure that people know this is a place for everyone. This is the one demographic we can all join, and you want an amazing place like the National Ability Center to support not only the person with a disability, but their friends and family. It's about, it's really about life-changing impact. It isn't just about skiing fast on the hill or climbing to the top of the wall. So share the word, come out and visit us if you haven't seen us so that you understand that. Come volunteer, come play with us.
Do you guys have volunteer opportunities?
Yes, I mean, there's
huge.
It is a
Huge
place for
volunteer
everyone,
opportunities.
whether you need our sports and recreation to improve your life, or to volunteer, or to come and support by attending an event. It's a place for everyone, so share the word and come and visit us.
Absolutely. And your guys' website?
discovernac.org.
Thank you so much, Meeche and Tracy. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Excited to have these students from Korea get here later on this evening, and excited to have them here for the rest of the week and to see what they learn. So thank you so much for coming in and sharing the news about
Thanks.
this. Really
Our
appreciate it.
pleasure.
Thank you.
Absolutely. As I said, head over to the website, and if you have time or the funds or anything like that, be sure and donate to the NAC. Greatly appreciated, and they do great work here in the community. We're going to continue with this Wednesday right here, right after this break.